music. It calls to you.
The concert hall hummed with the soft, anticipatory chatter of young musicians. Half-filled rows held violin cases, guitar bags, and restless students shifting in their seats, waiting for Joliet's annual cello recital. The air felt charged, as though the room itself were holding its breath. Joliet stepped into the light in a crimson velvet dress that clung to her like a living flame. Her long, thick hair spilled over her shoulders, catching the glow of the stage lamps. When she lifted her cello and began Bach's suites, the hall seemed to narrow around her. Her fingers moved with a grace that felt both practiced and instinctive, brushing stray strands of hair away with a flick that was almost part of the choreography. In the front row sat Bohdan, once a boxer, now a newly ordained priest, his eyes closed as though in prayer. The music softened the hard lines of his face, smoothing the remnants of old battles. He had come seeking beauty, perhaps solace, perhaps nothing at all. But as Joliet reached a passage so tender it seemed to breathe, he opened his eyes. Her gaze met his. It was not a long moment, nor a dramatic one, but something in it pierced him. A recognition, spiritual, human, impossible, passed between them. He felt it like a tremor in the soul, a vibration that matched the cello's low, aching resonance. When the final notes dissolved into silence, the hall erupted. Students leaped to their feet, cheering, whistling, praising her brilliance. Their voices rose in excited fragments, transcendent, magic, singing. But Bohdan barely heard them. He rose slowly as though waking from a dream, and walked out into the night. Outside, beneath a sky scattered with stars, he moved with unhurried steps. The cool air touched his face, but he felt warm, almost fevered. The music still thrummed inside him, mingling with the memory of Joliet's eyes and the vast uncontainable love of God he had pledged himself to. These forces, celestial, earthly, divine, swirled together until he could no longer tell where one ended and the other began. He walked as though suspended between worlds, unsteady, altered, unsure whether he was drifting toward revelation or temptation. Lonely night. The rectory room greeted him with its smallness, its heaviness. After the open night sky, it felt like stepping into a box. The air was still, almost oppressive. Bohdan reached for his worn Bible, the leather soft from years of handling, and opened it with trembling hands. He read aloud, his voice deep and resonant, as though trying to anchor himself in familiar scripture. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." The words steadied him, but only slightly. He closed his eyes and whispered a prayer for lonely souls, perhaps including his own, before preparing for bed. Sleep refused him. He tossed beneath the sheets, the echoes of the cello looping endlessly in his mind. Joliet's eyes returned again and again, luminous, unsettling. When he finally drifted into a shallow sleep, a dream seized him. He floated on a cloud, weightless, drifting through a sky washed in soft light. Ahead, another cloud glowed with an ethereal shimmer. Joliet sat upon it, her hair fluttering like a crimson banner, her eyes radiant with something both holy and forbidden. Their clouds drifted toward each other, slow and inevitable. He woke with a gasp. This dream, this visitation, had come before. It was becoming a pattern, a haunting, a beautiful torment. Sitting upright in the dim room, He lifted his face toward the ceiling as though addressing an unseen presence. "God's spirit, hear me," he whispered, voice raw. "My soul is restless. I stand at the edge of a new life, a celibate life, yet these visions, these dreams of Joliet, they challenge every fiber of my being. Is this a test, a temptation, or something else entirely?" His fists clenched. Confusion and yearning warred across his features. How do I navigate this turmoil? Her image on that cloud, always drifting toward another, the one my heart calls home. What does it mean? What is this restlessness that consumes me? Grant me absolution. Show me the way. Interpret this riddle of my soul, for I am lost between longing and devotion. The room felt even smaller now, as though the walls were listening. He bowed his head, a man suspended between vows and desire, between heaven and the fragile, dangerous beauty of a woman's gaze. Alone in the dim light, Bohdan's plea hung in the air, unanswered, unresolved, trembling with the weight of a heart awakening where it should not.